good evening. Welcome to State of Business on our television. I'm Ashingsani Veerasinghe. Let's have a look at the headlines first. Sri Lanka will look into the signing of the long overdue free trade agreement with China soon. Sri Lankan ambassador designate to China, Dr. Palitha Kuhuna says. Global poverty to be risen this year for the first time after 1998, World Bank warns. News in detail. Sri Lankan ambassador designate to China, Dr. Palitha Kuhuna says that Sri Lanka will aggressively look into the signing of the long overdue free trade agreement with China soon. He made these observations addressing a seminar on opportunities in China for Sri Lanka organized by the Federation of Chamber of Commerce in Colombo recently. Sri Lankan ambassador designate to China, Dr. Palitha Kuhuna stresses that unlike the formerly inked Sri Lanka FTAs, the current government will negotiate for better terms for Sri Lanka and ensure that it would be a win agreement for both countries. Dr. Kuhuna added that the China-Sri Lanka trade balance is powerful in favor of China with $5 billion imports and $30 million exports, and that local exporters are partly to be blamed for this since Sri Lanka tea is considered a major drink in China and local exporters have not successfully exploited this. Dr. Kuhuna added that the Chinese businesses would obviously find the prospects in Hambantota Port and the Colombo Port City striking, but these should be marketed to China professionally, respecting their traditions. Moreover, he also said that local entrepreneurs should be more innovative and should not give up saying there is recession due to the COVID-19 pandemic. The Sri Lanka Export Development Board announces that the government has decided to operate all the export industries during the curfew period following the health guidelines. EDB in a statement said that the government will take all its possible efforts to keep the country's economy in a steady position. The Sri Lanka Export Development Board, issuing a statement to the media, said that they facilitate to ensure that the operations of export industries remain uninterrupted during the curfew period in the country. The EDB assures that the export industries operating within the country have been advised to follow all the safety measures recommended by the health authorities during the curfew period. It further said that the Health Ministry has issued a document on the 2nd of April this year titled as Guidelines on COVID-19 Preparedness for Workplaces, which should be followed by all the industries in the country. EDB further announces that they have also set up a help desk to assist all the operating industries, and they can reach the help desk via telephone numbers 011-2300-710 or 071-440-6119 or 071-822-0953 or 077-249-4807. At the meantime, the EDB also said that Sri Lanka's merchandise exports have surpassed the $1 billion mark in September after July during this year. As per the customs statistics, earnings from merchandise exports recorded a positive growth of 5.16% in September 2020 to over $1 billion as compared to the value of $952.1 million recorded in September 2019. This strong performance is consistent with the gradual lifting of restrictions due to COVID-19 pandemic within the country and globally. Increases in exports were recorded as 56% from the African region and 20% each from the European region and the Commonwealth of Independent States in September 2020 compared to September 2019. Moreover, earnings from merchandise exports in September 2020 increased by 5.65% compared with the value recorded in August 2020. World Bank warns that poverty is expected to rise in this year for the first time since 1998 and that the women and children will be the hardest hit from the inequality broadened by the COVID-19 global pandemic. Thereby, the head of World Bank, David Malpass, stressed the need to redouble efforts to help the world's poorest recover from COVID-19 from poverty and inequality.
Poverty is expected to rise in 2020 for the first time since 1998. It's clear that we face a unique pandemic of inequality. The downturn is broader and deeper, and it has hit informal sector workers and the poor, especially women and children, the hardest. The World Bank Group took broad, fast action early, and we provided a large net positive flow to the world's poorest countries. We are making good progress toward our announced 15-month target of $160 billion in surge financing, much of it to the poorest countries.
Stay tuned for more news after this short break. Welcome back after the break. Lanka Limited assigns a rating of SLAA with stable outlook for the proposed 5,000 million Basel III compliant, unlisted, rated, unsecured, subordinated, perpetual additional Tier 1 capital bond program of National Savings Bank. State-owned savings bank in Sri Lanka, NSB, announced that it is going for a 5 billion rupees first-of-its-kind hybrid bond issue. The proposed bond program is Basel III compliant, unlisted, rated, unsecured, subordinated, perpetual, additional Tier 1. Thereby, Lanka stresses that it is a hybrid subordinated instrument with equity-like loss absorption features, which may translate into higher levels of rating transition and loss severity vis-a-vis conventional debt instrument. Lanka has an issuer rating outstanding of SLAAA with stable outlook for the bank. Lanka also has an issue rating of SLAAA with stable outlook outstanding for the 20,000 million rupees senior unlisted unsecured redeemable debenture program and an issue rating of SLAA plus with stable outlook for the 6,000 million rupees subordinated unsecured redeemable debenture program of NSB. The bank is mandated to invest a minimum 60% of the total deposits in government securities, which attracts zero risk weight and supports its capital profile. The rating on the Basel III compliant Tier 1 bonds also factors in the bank's muted profitability indicators given the uncertainty regarding the asset quality amid the pandemic-induced stress on the same. However, the same is expected to be absorbed through NSB's strong operating profits, the buffer in the existing capital levels, and the sizable distributable reserves for servicing the Tier 1 bonds. Bringing the review of the market trading at the Colombo Stock Exchange, investment institution First Capital stresses that the market turnover levels were deteriorated this week with the panic created by the new wave of COVID-19, while CSE being unable to keep up with the consistent 2 billion market turnover levels seen over the last 3 months.
With the escalation of the COVID-19 situation during over the weekend, there was again another rapid selling pressure in the stock market. There was a lot of panic selling that was taking place in the market. So we've seen the market significantly decline from around just under 5,800 levels to close to 5,500 levels. So with that, we are seeing a deterioration in the turnover levels as well. So this week we saw only high turnover levels only on Monday, which is somewhere slightly above the 1.5 billion mark. Still again 2 billion is a mark that we have seen on a consistent basis throughout over the last 2 to 3 months. So this has not been achieved continuously during this week, and over the next few days we've seen turnover levels in the range of 1 billion. So further declining, that is mainly because of the selling pressure. Retailers are slowly starting to stay on the sidelines. Most investors are on a wait and see approach. Other than that, some are having panic selling because of this escalation situations. So with that, we are also seeing some bargain hunters coming into the market, getting activated.
Moreover, First Capital predicts that a mixed reaction would be possible in the coming week and that a positive momentum would be seen in the stock market when the temporary curfew imposed in the Western province is lifted on Monday and if the country's COVID-19 active patients tally goes down.
Looking at the upcoming week, we feel that again we'll see some mixed reactions in the market with where retailers could be again on the sidelines looking at how the situation is basically on the COVID-19 front. We've seen lockdowns imposed in the western province during the weekend, during the long weekend, and most investors will be looking out to see whether that Western province lockdown will be lifted on Monday or will it drag on for a few more days. If so, it is a negative impact. They will take it as a negative outlook. However, if the lockdown is released by Monday as informed by the authorities, then it will be somewhat of a positive impact, and also the number of active patients is a key element that most investors are looking at. So they're waiting till the number of active cases start to deteriorate, where we can see if at that moment of time then there will be normalcy returning afterwards to the economy.
And with that, we are winding up today's news. See you on Monday with State of Business at the usual time. Until then, take care. Good night.